Hi guys, it's Sam from Creatively Sam's, and I've been playing with gems. I turned a plain wooden picture frame into something a little bit glam. If you want to see how I did this, stay tuned. It's coming up next. About a year ago, I was in Goodwill and they had an entire bag full of wooden things. And I really have a hard time resisting wood. It's so easy to paint, and it's so easy to change to go into whatever decor you want. So what I did with this frame is give it a good base coat in white, and I'm going to be taking that outside and giving it a good coat of the Rust-Oleum silver. And once I get that done, we'll go on from there. Okay, I got out my old turntable and put some freezer paper on the top with the shiny side up so things don't stick. And I'm going to give it a good coat of silver spray paint. And I'm using the Rust-Oleum. And it's just because I have that on hand. And it's a really nice silver. And I'm just going to give this a couple of coats, letting it dry in between. And the reason that I like using the Lazy Susan is because you can turn it without having to touch. And we'll be back after the second coat. After the first coat dried, I turned it over and I gave it a coat on the back. And that was mainly just to get in between and make sure I got the little nooks and crannies all finished. And after this dries, I'll flip it over and give it the second coat and go on from there. Okay, I ended up putting a third coat on just to make it even shinier. And after this dries, then I can get to decorating it. Well, I like the way the silver turned out. And even though it does have that shiny finish to it, I think I need to add more. I thought about just covering them with the bling mesh, but I have this really pretty jar full of gems. So I decided I'm going to put a row of the mesh covering the whole outside and fill it in with the bling. Well, I kept my bling mesh into single strands. And I'm going to start with the outsides. And I'm just going to put a little dollop of glue on the very end. And start up in the corner. And I'm just going to add a little more glue. And keep adding it all the way down until the whole outside is done. And I cut smaller pieces to fit between at the top and the bottom. And I'll glue those on and we'll go on to the next. I cut enough strips to go on the outsides of each opening. And then I cut enough to go across. And all I'm going to do is glue these on the same as I did the ones on the outside. Actually, I kind of like it that way, but I'm going to finish this up. And I just finished surrounding all the openings with the mesh bling. And I actually like it like that, but I'm going on to the next step. I'm using up my stuff. Now comes the fun part. Dabbling. I'm going to dump this out and separate it by sizes. And then we'll decide where we want to put them. Now I started separating, and this jar had the Aurora Borealis and the clear. So I decided to stick with the clear, and instead of hot gluing each one of them, I'm going to use the tacky glue, because I'll be able to move the stones around on it and it dries clear. Okay, I got one side done, and all I did was put the glue down, and I picked up each one of the gems with tweezers and just move them around. When it's wet, it'll move. And this took me about half an hour. It's a little tedious, but it's actually kind of therapeutic. So I'm going to wait for this one to dry clear, and we'll see how it looks before I go on to the other ones. Well, the glue is all dry and it's nice and clear. And I can see a couple spots, like right here, that could use a small stone, and that'll be easy enough to put in if I use a toothpick and some glue. So I'm going to go on to the other two. Okay, I got all three done, and now I just have to wait for the glue to dry and become clear, and we'll see how it looks. All the glue's dried, and I like it. And I really used up a lot of these. Well, my little gem frame is all done. I still have room for more pictures. And that's what it's all about. If you like what you saw, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and happy creating, everyone.